The trial of William Samoei Ruto and Joshua Arap Sang before the International Criminal Court continued from 21st to 22nd November 2013 with the testimony of the 8th prosecution witness testifying under the pseudonym P0535. The witness testified under the protective measures of a pseudonym, facial pixelation, and voice distortion. Parts of the testimony were given in private sessions closed to the public to preserve the confidentiality of the witness's identity. The witness testified about the events in the area in which he lived during the period of the 2007 Kenyan presidential elections. All locations were kept confidential throughout his testimony in public session. He said that people from the Kikuyu and Kalenjin ethnic groups were living peacefully until the run-up to the 2007 election when tensions arose. After the announcement of the results, the witness said, a group of Kalenjin men who were ODM, Orange Democratic Movement supporters, started to burn down houses belonging to Kikuyu people. He was examined by prosecution trial lawyer Debo Omofade.
You said earlier that some of the Kikuyu went to help. Firstly, about how many Kikuyu went to help when this was going on?
Yes, there were about 100.
Please tell us what you and the remainder of this group, what did you do to help the situation?
When we were there, we tried to warn them not to burn the houses because we knew them. We were calling them by names. And we were trying to help the Kikuyu women and children going down.
When you tried to warn them not to burn the houses, did they listen to you?
No, they didn't.
You've told us that the 30 or 40 Kalenjin, they had bows and arrows. Did your group of 100 or so, did you have any weapons?
No, we didn't.
And did you manage to help the women and children that you had gone to help?
Yes, a family of 5 slept at my house that night.
The following day, Kalenjin youths armed with bows and arrows were standing on a hill and singing to gather more people, forming a group of over 1,000, the witness said. He decided to run away from the location along with a group of Kikuyus. As they were fleeing, he saw 2 people from his group being attacked by Kalenjin youths. One person had survived his injuries, and the other had been beaten to death.
How did the Kalenjin youth react when you started to leave the area?
They started going down the hill.
Did you manage to get away, all of you?
No, Your Honor. We had person number 10 who was drunk. He couldn't run away with us, so that we left him behind.
Do you know what happened to person number 10 when you left him behind?
Yes, Your Honor.
Please describe what happened.
When we tried to get person number 10, we could not manage to take him with us because they were throwing stones, they were shooting us with bows. Now they were more. That was the time we left person number 10. And when we were going, we saw him being beaten by the Kalenjins.
Did you see what they were beating him with? Did you see what they used to beat him?
They were beating him with stones.
Do you know what happened to person number 10 as a result of this?
Yes, Your Honor.
Please tell us.
He died.
The witness further stated that at one point his group arrived at a roadblock where they were stopped by people from the Luo and Luya ethnic groups, who ordered them to put their IDs in their mouths and took their money, wallets, and mobile phones before letting them pass the roadblock. In public session, the witness mentioned that he eventually managed to reach a police station in Eldoret town where he stayed with his family. The defense's cross-examination by Karim Khan QC, defense counsel for William Ruto, was conducted mostly in private sessions. During public sessions, the witness confirmed that he was aware that some individuals from the Kalenjin ethnic groups were members of the PNU, Party of National Unity, in the North Rift area. He further confirmed that people from all ethnic groups had suffered during the post-election violence, some being killed and others displaced. He also answered questions about the context in Kenya during the elections.
Do you remember that right from the outset, Raila Odinga was leading in the results that were coming in?
Yes, Your Honor.
And witness, I have videos if we need to get there, but do you remember that the day after the elections, on the 28th of December, by 5 p.m., Raila Odinga was leading, in fact, by almost 1 million votes. Do you remember that being broadcast on the radio or on television?
Yes, Your Honor.
On the 29th of December, by midday, Raila Odinga was still leading, although by this time the lead had reduced to 300,000 votes. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do remember.
So it did come as a surprise, did it not, when the final presidential results were announced, proclaiming the Honourable President Kibaki as the victor. It was a surprise to many people. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
You gave evidence that some of the anger and the emotion that you saw was accompanied by people saying, effectively, this cannot be right. Raila Odinga was leading. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
In the period of the violence, let me put it differently, that during the violence in Kenya, there were many rumors that were flying about.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you ever hear rumors, witness, that Mungiki, members of the Mungiki gang, were going to take part in attacks against non-Kikuyus, including the Kalenjin? Did you hear such rumors?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Sang's defense team did not cross-examine witness P0535. Hearings will resume after the court winter recess on 13th January 2014 with the testimony of next prosecution witness.
The Rome Statute expressly provides for a united and coherent approach by the whole court to protect witnesses who appear before the court and others who are at risk on account of a testimony given by such witnesses. The goal of protection is to conceal the fact that a person is a witness and to make witnesses feel safe and comfortable. Protection in this sense encompasses both the physical and psychological well-being of the witness. Once a witness is at a court to testify, the ICC can use face or voice distortion or use a pseudonym for the witness. Separate special measures can be ordered by the court for traumatized witnesses, a child, an elderly person, or a victim of sexual violence. Protective measures do not affect the fairness of a trial. They are used to make witnesses safe and comfortable. They apply for both referring parties, the prosecution and the defense equally. All parties and participants are bound by confidentiality and respect to protective measures.